What is going on, everyone? As you guys can tell by the title, we are going to talk about a popular topic that you guys like to talk about, which is Wes's G-Body here. Now, I know you guys haven't seen it too much on the channel. We drove it like once on the street, once at the track, and then we took the engine out of it, and there's a big build going on with this, and there's no better person to explain the build than the man himself, the G-Body owner,
so
Captain Cuddy.
We actually have the OG wheels on it now.
Yeah. You were just watching some low-riding videos with hydraulics.
Step 2 is actually hydraulics. We've lied to the people.
You're just gonna put like
a sitting just a little bit to the side.
Yeah, you already have them on and lower down. Look at that. That is the definition of gangster lean.
It's actually just a flat.
What is this? Dude, we were bringing it way back here doing videos in the driveway. I mean, if you remember, this is where we did the salty chicken teardown and we gutted it. Right here, actually. I mean, this is like
a revolving circle. It
is. It's coming back to it. So, talk about the car. What is it, first of all? For those of you that don't know, Wes can give you the rundown on it. Where'd you get it?
So, 86 Cutlass. We got it in Maryland, what, probably 2 months ago?
Yeah, something like that.
Right after Christmas, I believe.
And you bought it as a fully running, functioning...
Yeah, no, it was fully, like, crate motor dropped in, TH350 and everything, so... Carb, gone. Out the door.
See ya. How far did you throw it?
So mad about that.
How far did you throw that carburetor?
As far as I could.
As far as you could. Now this car, I mean, it's like set up. It's like so time period correct. Now it does have badass built specialty bead locks, but that's like the only thing that's like new and fresh on there. I mean, right now you're sitting on the old Cutlass wheels. You got
wood grain steering wheel.
Wood grain wheel. You got the fuzzy dice. What else you got in here? I mean, I did have like a system in the back, but that's taken out.
And the interior is pretty meh. I mean,
yeah, no, it is nice.
Pretty solid. You did a really good job with it. I mean, to be what? Older than me, I mean.
Yeah, to be older than you.
He's like 30 years old. And
the paint on it is nice. Is nice. So, we got the car back. It had a small block 383, had a 350 turbo hydromatic transmission there with a converter.
With a forward
valve body.
It was a reverse valve body transmission with a forward gated shifter.
Yeah, it was.
So it was just.
Oof, that was tough. It was tough to drive.
It was.
It was tough to drive.
It just didn't want to go in the right gear at any time, just the way it was set up.
So you did a burnout or two in it. You took it down the track, and you weren't quite pleased with the results.
No. That was. After that, I mean, it was just definitely time.
You literally took it to the track once and you put it up. It didn't touch it again until you tore the engine out.
No, I mean, that motor is a good motor, I'm sure, but
not for you.
What we're doing, we're not going blow through. So.
So we took the engine out, you got it sold, transmission out and sold. So right now you pretty much just have a roller. You have an 8.8 rear that we got for you on a really a deal. Matt, one of the subscribers here came through.
Now he's talking about putting me down with his truck already.
Oh, he's gonna do that to you?
Like, he's
like, man, I gave you parts and now I bust that ass.
Like, take and give.
So you got a bunch of parts for it right now. I guess let's start off with the engine setup. So you got a 6-liter from me with a wiring harness. What are you doing with it?
Was gonna be a junkyard build, but of course John sold me the only broken engine that he's bought so far. So
I swear I didn't plan it. It looked great. How did you find out? You went to take the flex plate off?
Yeah, and the crank just
is walking
everywhere. So instead of going back stock, we just took everything out and we're gonna go full Texas speed build. It's gonna be 4-inch crank.
4-inch crank
with Texas speed rods and Wasco pistons.
So it's a badass setup, but I think what makes it so much more badass is like all the accessories. So you got a cut ring gasket, which is a Athena gasket, and 1/2-inch head studs. We're gonna be right around 11 to 11.5 to 1 compression. So it's gonna be like it's gonna have some nuts to her. I mean, it's gonna make some power on low boost. And it's gonna sound nasty. We're going with a BTR, I think stage 4 turbo cam, which you already have. So you already got that. Stick that in there, so it's gonna sound good. You know it's gonna run good, and you're doing all the other goodies, the trunnion upgrades, oil pump, lifters, everything. So top to bottom, you're gonna have, I'd say, the 6-liter version of what the cow motor is.
I was gonna say, it's gonna be like one of the baddest 4-bolt setups you can buy. Really, I mean, you can't really do much else for a 4-bolt.
Now everyone else goes out there and they're like, oh, you need to have a Dragon Slayer badass crank, but I'm proving right now the Texas Speed crank, it works.
I mean, you see how long your stock crank lasted, so obviously you upgrade from the stock.
Yep. So other than that, we got the engine figured out. What are you doing power adder wise?
So right now, we're thinking about going, shout out to John from Huron Speed with the twin setup. It's actually an F-body kit.
Okay.
We're going to see if we can make it work. That's going to be up to Ben.
That's going to be up to Ben. So if all works well, it'll just bolt right up and it'll give you clearance.
Yeah.
And then you're going to run the hot side off of the F-body twin kit, which I have, because that was originally what I was going to run on the salty chicken.
But it just didn't fit any classes, right?
It didn't fit any classes. I need to run a big single, a big single to run in those classes. So we're going to get that on your car, and then we're going to fab up the cold side, which shouldn't be bad. We'll probably get you a intercooler from Huron Speed. Keep it simple, air to air. Maybe do an air to water, depending on where we're looking at power-wise and all that, but that's something to figure out later down the road. Transmission-wise, what are we looking at here?
I want to find a glide, but they are far between right now. There's none.
It's a dry spell. So
it is. I've been looking every day for like the past month, and I've not even seen one. They're either literally 5 hours away, or it's like a stock glide with like a trans brake, stock gear set, and the guy wants like $2,500 for it, and I'm just like,
no,
not today.
No, yeah. So now let me ask you this: after seeing the carnage at Red Springs, where are you on the stock case glide? Will you rock a stock case glide, or
I
would
would rock a stock case glide?
Aftermarket bell housing?
I would probably do an aftermarket bell housing, but the thing is, you just gotta make sure it's installed correct.
Yeah, or you could do what I did, is buy a real badass transmission off some guy on Turbo Bullet and let him just completely lie to you the whole time. And as you open it up, you're like, none of this stuff matches up. And then you ask him, and he gives you a little bit of money back. And then the one part you reuse in that transmission destroys it again. Yeah, I buy a ton of stuff off Turbo Bullet. I bought engines on Turbo Bullets. We bought cars on Turbo Bullet. We bought literally everything. I bought other transmissions off Turbo Bullet, and I've never had one bite me in the ass quite as bad as the Glide did. That was for the Cow. So finally we got it figured out. We know what was bent and what was wrong, and we're gonna get it fixed. But this car right here, I think, will have an advantage over the Cow because it is a lot lighter. About 1,000 pounds lighter. So despite how long this thing is,
actually probably the longest vehicle here.
It's longer than like the Trans Am.
Truck.
Now I don't know about all that, but it's
super long. It like barely fits in the garage.
It is definitely longer than the Trans Ams.
Yeah.
Both of them put together. So we got the engine figured out. We know what you're doing with the engine. You're doing a nice Texas Speed 408. You're gonna rock a Glide, preferably. What are you doing converter wise?
PTC.
Dusty at PTC. Yeah. You've seen him just do me right for years.
Yeah, I mean, it works, right?
You can't go like, how could you choose any other converter when you see him literally send me one after the specs I give him and it works perfect?
The Cow's running good on its converter, so.
Yeah, and the Rooster runs good on its converter.
Yeah.
So he is definitely the man to get with there. So we told you 8.8 rear. We're going to fill that up with strange parts, so you're going to be all set. You're going to essentially have the same like matching rear as what Ben has, but with Chevy bolt pattern. Fuel system-wise, I guess we're trying to figure that out now because you want to run an E85.
Yeah, I think we were looking at possibly the AEM. I think they're 400 pounds per minute.
You run a couple of them on a Hobbs switch or something?
I think it's going to be 3 of them. What?
You'd rather have additional fuel than not enough. And then injector-wise, obviously, either what we run in the Rooster or some IDs. Yeah, something up there that has a lot of flow and everything like that. So that pretty much covers the build. Now, as you guys can see, stock interior. And most people are going to be like, Wes, what are you going to do for safety? Cage-wise, frame-wise, are you going to make any modifications there?
So for G-bodies, they tend to wrinkle the quarter panels. So
we saw that on Ron Bailey's car. Badass Grand National, like one of the fastest ones in the country. Mm-hmm. And what do? You have to notch the frame to fit a tire?
Yeah, so you notch the frame to fit a 275 in there. Otherwise, you're running like a ET Street R, which I think is a 255.
Yep.
So since it's a full frame car, what they do is they go in between the frames and they create like, it's almost like an anti-roll bar, but it's attached to the frame instead.
So like, just to prevent it from twisting
right
up.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to see if maybe Jamie can do that.
Mm-hmm. So that Jamie was doing that to Ron's car because Ron didn't have it before and his twisted up, and I mean that's just a horsepower thing. And then we're going to throw some bars in there too. You're going to put a cage in there as well?
Yeah, probably a small cage.
And some of the other stuff that we left out, like TRZ is a huge help. You're running their steering rack. We got that on the way right now because right now it's got the big old steering box in there. So putting that rack in there is going to make a ton of room.
You have to turn it like 57 times to go like around a corner.
Yeah. Yeah. After the one time I saw you drive it, you had to ice your elbow, didn't you?
Yeah, it was rough. I had to take this elbow after that one.
So that is pretty much the extent. Now this is just an update video to update you guys on Wes's build. So the G-body build here, I'd say a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people say we want more G-body.
When's the motor coming back?
So the motor was dropped off at the machine shop like a week ago.
Yeah, a little bit over a week ago.
And we just got from RPM Motorsports some ARP main studs, which we need to get him out there because he needs the main studs. We're going to do upgraded main studs. And then we need to bring him a 1/2-inch head stud because you need to machine the block and the head to the stud. So he's got your heads out there too. We're going to mill the heads, do a valve job, put the springs in there. You're going to do the trunnion upgrade. And then we got push rods, valve springs.
We got everything already.
Head gaskets, front cover. You got the cam. So we got everything else you need there. And you're going to put together.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that?
Yeah, I am.
Are you nervous?
No.
It's fine. He's like, I ain't worried. He's like, if you can put Legos together, you can put an engine together.
Especially an LS, I mean.
God, anyone could do that.
Yeah.
So we are excited about this build. It's going to be sweet when it comes together and finally runs. So as far as doing like the rear end and the full suspension, that might come a little bit later. We just want to really get it rolling.
We're trying to get it going for Street Car Takeover Charlotte.
Just so you could take it out there.
Yeah, take it out there on probably stock rear end even.
Just show. Just let it idle. Break in the engine. Drive it around and just get everything done, which is going to be sweet. As far as suspension-wise, do you think you might go with some more TRZ stuff to really get it sitting down nice?
Between TRZ and Trick Chassis, they do a lot of they're G-body specific.
Yeah, TRZ makes a ton of stuff, and as you guys know, I run all the TRZ stuff, and Todd at TRZ hooks it up. We got you a badass steering rack, like I said before, and a bunch of other little goodies. Some little things you need now are like motor mounts. You already have a wiring harness and all that stuff, so a lot of do-it-yourself stuff here, but we're going to show the full extent of this build. I'm going to create a playlist on my channel, so we're going to have a playlist strictly for the G-body stuff, so if you guys are interested in that, be sure to subscribe to the channel because you'll see Wes's G-body go from...
Get it rolling soon.
We literally got it from start to finish. This is going to be like the salty chicken build where we picked it up when it was running, we tore it apart, gutted it, built it back up.
Like the cow shortened, essentially.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, and I'm excited for it. I know a bunch of people at home are always asking what's up with Wes and the G-body, and being that sitting here in the engine machine shop, I want to make a little video.
It's killing me just sitting here, you know, I'm ready to like get started on it.
I bet you are. I bet you are. So, anything you want to say to any of the G-body owners in the area?
No, not yet.
Not yet. You're wait till you fire it up?
That's right.
I hear you. I hear you. Let me ask you one final question here before we end this video.
What's that?
Where are we putting the exhaust?
All the way out the back.
Oh, no. Tell the people. No secrets.
It's going to be like Chris's Corvette all the way out the back.
With those things, let me zoom in on those. My grandma had the same exhaust on her Buick.
Hey, make the cam hit so hard.
All right, guys. A lot of you guys were asking about what's going on with the G-body. This is just a little update video of what we got going on. Wes is excited. I'm excited. We got parts at the machine shop, parts rolling in. Kind of got a game plan set up so we know where we're going. Like I said before, I'm going to put a playlist down in the description below so you guys can check that out. You guys can watch from start to finish, from when we pick it up to when you drive it on the street to when you race it, everything. Pretty badass. So congrats on your car. Finally ditched the Civic game, head first into the LS stuff, so we're set. So I want to thank you guys for watching. What do you have to say about the LS Nasty experience? Well, you might even give them a ride in the car?
Maybe, if it's running.
If it's running?
That's kind of soon. I don't... It's right around the corner.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this little update video. The weather looks good for next week. I filmed this video on a Sunday here where it's rainy and it's kind of warm, but it's supposed to warm up really nice. And we're definitely going racing. We got the cow back together, talking to Strange about a rear end swap. Got a bunch of stuff going on. So I do want to thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.